through. Let's get to it. Wait, who are you?
Alright, hello, happy Sunday. Welcome to my bonus stream of Aeon Drive, the demo. I am joined by David and Carolina from the studio. Let's get to some gameplay. Hey, welcome guys.
Hello. Good afternoon.
And I got my co-op partner here. She just joined me. Alright, let's go through the tutorial. Can't wait. Nice. I can't really hear the sound. I don't have a special headset to connect the two devices.
I think it's going off. I just checking that.
Alright, so how about the first question for you guys? What are your stories? How did you guys get in the industry?
Whoa. That's a long one. I don't know if we have time for all of that. But yeah, we started Social Studio in 2014. And it started as like a side gig or a hobby, mostly. With our first game, Aeon Drive. With no commercial intention at that time. We were just doing this for it's a lot, let's say, after our main jobs. We were two at that time, colleague Alejandro and myself. And yeah, after working in the afternoons and weekends, it started to grow and grow, and more people were joining us and helping us with the development of the mentioned time. Before we knew it, we were doing this kind of professionally. At some point, it grew over in the amount of hours that we couldn't really cope with having a main job anymore, and it started to be sustainable. So we said, okay, let's go into this full time. Yeah.
Nice.
And since then, yeah, we've been working on Dimension Drive that we released in 2017. We did the console editions. We released on Xbox as well on 2018, and since then we started working on Aeon Drive and other games as well from our studio. And here we are with Aeon Drive now being really close to release.
Close to release. Nice. Just over a month away.
Yeah. What about you, Carolina? Maybe you can say a bit of how you joined the industry and then joined the studio.
Okay, well, also kind of a long story, so let's cut it short. I used to play professionally in esports for a couple of years. Then I joined a bit of team management also in esports. I decided, okay, I'm done with that life. And I went for content creation for around 5 years. Had a lot of fun, got to meet a lot of developers, worked with a lot of companies. And then I decided, how about I try working on the other side of the camera, right? Behind the scenes. And that's how I decided to go for this side of the industry. And I joined Too Awesome Studio, and I don't regret it.
What was your esports games?
Yeah, I used to play for a couple of years. Then I got a bit too old for it.
What games did you play though?
League of Legends.
Okay. That's one I've never played.
You know, it was teenage years, you know, my rebellious phase.
No shame in that.
How are you liking it so far?
It's good. The movements seem very fluid. Need to figure out where to go.
Yeah, that's a bit misleading because sometimes people look at the game and say, okay, but this is like they throw a bunch of platforms and random passages here and there seems to be no way out. So it's kind of different than your regular platformer, where the level design kind of guides you. We intentionally went the other direction. We made the game so that you lose yourself in the levels and you cannot find the exit. And that's part of the, let's say, that's part of the challenge, to find the exit of every level in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And there are very different ways to arrive to there. There are shortcuts, there are several paths that you can take. You can go up, you can go down, you can cross through an area or another. Sometimes we see players finding new routes that we never intended, and then
nice.
they somehow shave like 6 or 7 seconds of the clock that we thought were impossible. So that's cool. Don't feel weird if you somehow feel a bit lost in the levels at some point, like where should I go? It's part of the game to explore and find your way around.
Nice. So what's the inspiration behind Aeon Drive?
Come again?
What's the inspiration behind the game?
Well, we wanted to continue the story of our previous game. That was from Aeon Drive, where and that was a shoot 'em up. It was a totally different genre, so we knew we wanted to do something different, and we were wanting to have a bit of that same angle of competition and be competitive. So we decided to mix this idea of platforming plus speed running, plus this competitive speed running. So we built a platform with speed running in the core of the game, not just something that you kind of like add on at the very end of the design. But in terms of gameplay, I would say it plays a bit like maybe Celeste, if you combine it with the Messenger, but it has its own movement as well with these teleportation daggers and the slide that you can do with the bumper. So it has its own fluidity, I would say.
I could feel the Celeste part of it.
Definitely. It does give you a bit more freedom though, because there's different ways of completing the level. You can really go creative, explore, collect stuff, or try to be the very fast and be top of the leaderboard. It gives you that freedom to kind of, you know, make your own pace to a certain extent, of course.
I did see a diamond that I collected. Are there diamond collectibles in every level, or?
There are several collectibles in every level, and they are well hidden. That's kind of thing I can testify to. And so, diamonds, you will find 1 diamond per level, but there are other collectibles that are not available in all levels, and they are even more hidden than the diamonds.
Ooh.
Yeah, collecting. There are the data cubes. They are straightforward to explain. If you find them and you collect the data cube, then some piece of information from the lore of the game in the city of New Barcelona will unlock. So you will be able to later go to the gallery and get more info on the story of the game and the city itself and Jacqueline, the main character, and whatnot. Right?
These spikes are killing me. I was gonna ask that next, Jordan. Have you guys looked at the achievement list yet?
We have an achievement list, of course, but it's not public yet. It has not gone public yet. So I don't think I can reveal it.
Of course.
But there will be, worry not.
But there will be, and there will be some that are, let's say, more attainable, and there are others that I can say there's one to pick up all diamonds, obviously, and that's quite a challenge. But then there are others even more challenging.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was another jump pad.
It might not be the quick 20-minute all achievements game.
No.
Certainly.
Nothing wrong with that. Oh,
Oh,
found
see,
a
there's
diamond.
another one.
Yeah.
But trust me, there's ones that are very, very, very well hidden.
I believe it.
I found that the hard way recently.
Will this be a Play Anywhere title?
No, it will be Xbox, well, all the Xbox, of course.
Yeah.
Xbox One, Series X, Series S, native. It will be optimized for Series X and Series S, but it will not be playable on Windows. On Windows, there will be a separate release for PC.
Oh, recall the dagger.
Yeah, you can recall it. Sometimes if you go it somewhere where you don't want to go, with the left bumper you should be able to pull it back.
Okay. Oh! I didn't want to jump into that wall.
Good thing is there's unlimited lives, so
Nice.
we can spend as many or as little time we want on a level.
Well, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time on some levels finding all those diamonds.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
some of them get progressively harder, even just completing the level itself.
Why 30 seconds?
We decided to find a compromise between. We were thinking about do we do longer levels and then we have checkpoints in between, and we tested that, and it started to be really confusing with the timer and the checkpoints and then the possibility that falling time, as you know. So we ended up in a simple solution of let's try to make all the levels short enough that if you die, you don't feel that okay, I've been punished and I have to start from way back. 30 seconds is almost nothing, so you can die and die and die in a level, and you don't feel like okay, I'm really far back and I want to quit, right? And this also gives us the possibility of having levels without any sort of checkpoint.
30
Then
seconds
again,
is
it has
nice.
its yeah.
Nice amount though, I like it.
It has the reverse effect from what I've seen. People try it for the first time. Because usually, if it's a long level and you haven't reached a checkpoint and you die and you have to redo a whole segment, sometimes you're kind of like, you get a little bit bummed because you have to redo everything. But since in Aeon Drive is so short, people find themselves like losing track of time and just repeating and always going next, just one more. So it kind of has the opposite effect. You kind of want to play more because
One
you
more
don't
level,
feel
one more
it's
level.
taxing. Yeah, because it's fun to redo it again. You don't feel like you've put a lot of effort and then went back to zero.
Helps that what we didn't want to implement any kind of difficulty levels or things like that. We wanted to have that put really in the hands of the player, but without giving the typical slider of okay, normal, medium, hard, difficulty or something like that, right? So what we did is we have these time capsules that you can collect through the game, and if any level is proving too hard for you, you can always collect them, and just pressing Y, you grant yourself 5 extra seconds. That could help you get to the end of the level. And if that's not enough, the way we design the levels, as I said, have different paths and different routes to get to the exit. Some are harder and some are easier. So if you are struggling going through a path, we see people sometimes that they repeat and repeat and repeat a level 10 times, and then they say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna take the bottom route, and they do it in the first time. So we wanted to go into that direction of seamlessly giving players different challenges.
How many levels are going to be in the game?
In the game, it's 100 levels. That's for the campaign that you can play in. You can play in single player or in co-op for up to 4 players, and that will be local and online co-op.
Online, nice.
And then there's one special mode that's competitive, where you can race your colleagues in 5 different tournaments with different tracks, and that's more of a speedrunning competition. It's more like a racing platforming competition that style.
Nice. What was your favorite part of the development of the game?
That one is not
Tweaking the
for me.
movement. that one is for me. I think it's tweaking the movement. The one I had more fun with was probably that one, tweaking the movement. And then maybe second, because we experimented a lot with the jump speed, with the jump inertia going down, with the length of the dagger throw, because we had an initial version where you could throw the dagger and you could teleport even if it was not sticking to anything. You could teleport in the middle of the air. And while on paper that sounded super cool, like, okay, yes, I'm gonna teleport and I don't need it to touch anything, I just throw it and teleport wherever the dagger is. It made the game more boring, and it also made the level design more complex, because we had to account for teleporting everywhere. And so we reached this compromise in the end of okay, let's do it that only if the dagger connects to something you can teleport to it. And that's where kind of like what brought the level design and the gameplay together, because then that restriction made possible to make a more fun game.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You can actually use your dagger to slash the projectiles from the cannon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I got the cannon.
No, you
Oh,
can.
yeah.
Yeah.
That one, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So who has the best speedrun time in the office?
It depends on the level, I would say. And
I wouldn't want to say anything. We had a little. We usually hang out or try to hang out all together once a week. Since we work remote, we still try to get once a week hangout so we can, be all together outside of working hours to try and build up that connection with the coworkers. And last session, someone asked that same question, or who was the better player, and people said it was me.
Ah, nice.
I don't know. There's been some talk.
So a question in chat, they want to know how many people worked on the game.
yeah, I would say in the core group, and I say the core group because it's difficult just to say just a number. Most times people say, okay, 3 people work in this game, but then you account for external QA, people in the marketing agency, people that is on the publisher side, and then things start growing and growing. You hire someone to do a promotional image for the game, that's another person. So for that full list, I would refer you to the credits of the game when it launches.
Okay.
But in the studio, I would say it's around 11, 12 people, depending on the moment. Not full time, those 12 people, because yeah, obviously at the beginning we needed more programmers. Towards the middle, there was a bit less of need of programming, and now towards the end, we're doing all the cleaning up, bug fixing, and final polishing, and all of that. There was Chris as well. And the same for the art. There's a lot of art done at the beginning of the production, and now most of the artists that were working the game have transitioned to another project of ours.
Another project, good.
I wasn't aware we're letting any secrets out today.
We won't go
Well,
beyond another project.
I wanted to avoid giving the impression, and that because it's not the reality, that we were letting people go at the end of the production.
There's always something else in the queue.
yeah, that we are always working on different games and always planning for the future. Even when we were working on Aeon Drive, we were working on the games in parallel for not for this year obviously, but for
Yeah.
for in a couple of years probably.
What were some obstacles you ran into with developing this one?
The teleportation dagger was one of the worst ones.
Hello, Viper.
That was one idea that I had for a very long time as a designer, and I was discussing it with Alejandro, that's my colleague, and he's the lead tech developer at our studio and also co-founder. And he was like always telling me this is something that yes, because the fact that you are allowing people to teleport instantly anywhere in the game is going to cause all sorts of problems. Having to check for collisions, avoiding the players go through walls, or that the platforms get stuck within the player, or stuff like that. And yeah, indeed it was. The beginning of the game, the player was getting all over the place, but where it should go.
Diamond is tough.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I eventually had to let it go on my first playthrough. I've gotten him since, but it's a tough one.
Jordan, come on, get down.
Oh, we have a guest.
Yes.
I also have mine here, sleeping right next to me.
She likes to really bug me when I'm talking on this mic.
Oh, and yes, this you will see some elements of real Barcelona in the game as well. So, real landmarks that you can find in real our timeline Barcelona, you can find in game as well.
Yeah, if you pay attention, in this level I think you can see some greenish version of Sagrada Familia in the background. I don't know if it's here or maybe the Akbar Tower is somewhere there. Yeah.
Oh, it's there. It's there.
Jordan, you just made me run into the enemy. Come on.
And also the tile set, the tiles, and they were inspired by, for example, I think this area is inspired by Park Güell from Gaudí, with these kind of like white verandas, but I'm not the artist, so I'm just talking by what they told me.
I always blame the cat. Oh, that one's on me. I'm to crate Jordan. He just went to go lay down. I want this diamond.
This demo in specific, it's a combination of different levels throughout the different areas of the game. So there's like some difficulty spike throughout, so we wanted to give players a little bit of everything. The difficulty will be a bit more, linear and steadily progressing when you play through the full game, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, this level is, I think it's halfway through the game, in the real game. And since we did the demo, it's been modified, so the routes are a bit different than when you are playing in it. But yeah, what Caroline was saying is true. This may look harder than it should. This is not like level 10 in the game.
How many levels are in the demo?
I think in the Xbox demo there was only 10 levels, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, F again. Alright, let's close this first giveaway. Mudge, are you here? Let me get that code. No, Jordan. Alright, we'll wait for them to talk. If I can whisper it to them. Is for a copy, or ooh, I need to use my time. Hello, Jess, welcome. Sitting there not pausing it really screwed up my time.
True. The timer does not.
I don't know if it's in this demo or not, but in the latest versions of the game, we implemented a feature to make life easier. So if you double tap the back button on the controller, you restart automatically without needing to go to the pause and all that.
Nice.
I don't know if it's in the demo or not.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It makes things easier, especially for people that are trying to get a better time on the leaderboard.
Of course. You want that quick restart.
Yeah.
We didn't do an early access or anything like that, but we've been, I think, for almost a year doing closed alpha access, where everyone that was joining our Discord was getting access to it, and they were playing it while we were developing. And this helped a lot, because many of the things that we did in the game or that we changed were also based on the feedback that we were getting. And this feature, for example, the double tapping the back button, was heavily requested. People were saying, okay, I'm really super good at these levels, and I want to make sure that I'm the best in the leaderboards. So pressing pause and restart all the time, it's tiresome. So can you do something?
That's a nice little ad. Oh, death. From when you started thinking about this game to launch, how long was the entire process?
I would say from production itself started at the beginning, I would say Q1 of 2020. But so I would say 1 year and a half, more or less. But the idea or parts of the idea, I would say, doing a game where you could kind of like do something interesting with timers, we had it for longer than that. And also this idea of having a game with a teleportation dagger, that was probably 2 years before that we were discussing that concept, but it was never, that was not the beginning of the game, I would say. It was just one of the concepts or ideas that we had laying around, and we said, okay, this could be really cool to implement in one game, but the game was not existing as a full concept yet.
Nice. Alright, I whispered you that code, Smudge. Should have it in your DM. Enjoy the Game Pass Ultimate. I'm also assuming this is releasing on PlayStation and Steam then?
It's releasing on all minor platforms, yes. On September 30th, we are going for release.
Are you guys having a big party that day?
I think
Yeah,
more of a breakdown, maybe.
Yeah.
Nervous breakdown.
I think we'll be more like, yeah, like firemen trying to put out fires.
Just hoping everything works.
Yeah, the party might be like 1 week after, maybe. I think that's settled.
Found the exit.
There.
I've never done that path. You showed me.
Yeah, me neither. That's not the typical route that I would take.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
Coming soon in 2020. Alright, we'll go through the whole demo again. I need to find all these diamonds. That's what I
Yeah,
need
the
to
demo
look for now.
still didn't have the release date. It was just revealed on Friday. So yeah.
Breaking news, coming out on the 30th of September.
So now you are watching the intro where, as I said, in the previous game she was a space pilot and it was a shooter game in space. And now she's crash landing in this alternate dimension, planet of Earth. and yeah, she crash lands in New Barcelona, and immediately she's taken to jail for causing so much destruction. But then your job is you have to escape because as you crash landed, all the 5 pieces of your engine kind of like got scattered through the city, and if you don't retrieve them soon enough, they will explode and wipe out the whole city. So it's in the interest of the people of the city as well to let you escape from jail and bring back all the pieces of your damaged engine back to the ship. That's why everything is on a timer, and you really have to go fast through the city to find things.
Ah, found the diamond. Ooh, data cube over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then the issue with trying to go for all the collectibles is that, well, then you need more time. So it's a balance of having enough capsules to guarantee you have enough time to get everything and go to the finish line.
I'm
And not
assuming
die in process.
you have to hit the finish line after you get the collectible for it to count.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can collect them separately because so you don't need to go for the diamond and the data cube in one go.
Yeah,
You could go for the diamond, collect it, finish the level, then play it again and collect the data cube.
And those little spikes that you see, the tiny holes with the spikes, the dagger can actually go through them and you can teleport through it without getting damaged.
Nice.
Yeah, there are several shortcuts like that we don't really explain, not even in the tutorial, because we want people to kind of like find out, experiment with the gameplay and find all those secrets.
That was just that. Is there a data cube in every level?
No, there's, if I'm not mistaken, there are 26 data cubes scattered through the game.
Oh, hot dog!
Yeah, that's a hot
But
that's a hot
look,
dog.
there's other things. You just asked about the data cubes.
But some things, yeah. There are not just data cubes and diamonds, there are more things to collect. And they open up surprises or they open up secrets.
That is a tough jump.
That's doable, but it requires... That one is a bit of a challenge. I saw
Yeah.
Carolina the other day try to grab that one on stream.
And I did grab it.
It took some effort, but it did it, yeah.
That's not even the worst of them.
That's not the worst of them, wow.
Someone had a lot of fun placing those hot dogs, let me tell you.
It's funny because the hot dogs as well are part of a community, really, kind of like joke. When we were doing our first alphas, in one of our artists, I don't know, I mean, just weeks, I guess, in one of the city labs of the decoration of the background, he put a sign that says hot dogs this way. Like, yeah, that one, that lamp. You see that lamp that says hot dogs that way? And then our community started to play the alpha builds, and we started getting messages of, I cannot find the hot dogs, I cannot find the hot dogs, and we were like, there are no hot dogs in here.
But it says hot dogs, right there.
and then we had to add them somehow.
Me personally, I've been an ambassador for many, many years. So can you replay levels to get more time capsules so you get more time to do the finding the collectibles?
We had that at the beginning and it was causing all sorts of farming and trouble, so we came up with a simple solution of the capsules that you pick up in the level are for that level only. So you have 5 capsules now on your timer, and those are what that you have. That's it.
Wrong one.
in this demo it may be different, but in the final game it's like that. So at the start of every level, your capsule count gets reset to 0, and you have to collect your capsules for that level.
Oof.
That was
That
close.
jump. Oh, you want to explore.
I'm looking for the
I
diamond.
like it. I like it. Oh, and you found it.
Oh, come on. Oh! I'm tough jumping. Alright, now I know where it is, though. I think we can open the next Game Pass giveaway. So what's your favorite part of the game?
The soundtrack for me. Sometimes I leave it open just to listen to it.
I mean, I'm a game designer, so for me, I would say the mechanics of the last 2 biomes of the game. And I want to thank especially there Paul. Paul was one of our latest level designers to join the team, and I showed him the mechanics. I don't want to enter into spoiler, but I showed him the mechanics that we were planning for the last levels in the game, and he was like, "Yeah, I have some good ideas on what to do with this." And then when I played the levels that he created, I was like, "Yeah, indeed. I mean, I didn't think that this could be so cool mixing it this way." And so it was really creative. I like that moment a lot of even in our own game finding that the tools and the mechanics that we had be used in different ways that I thought what I intended originally.
And the PvP is also really fun. That's the feature we showed the least, because it was the last to be revealed. But it's really fun. We've done some internal testing with the team, and it's really fun.
Oh, I get the diamond and I land on a saw blade. Come on.
It will put friendships to test. That's for sure.
That's always fun when the games do that. Ooh, some tough jumping. So how many hours have each of you put into playing the game? I don't have any.
If I go into my library, maybe I see the time.
That's what I'm checking. I haven't played too much. Like around 30 hours maybe.
Yes, it'll be available on all the major platforms.
Okay. I have around, in total, if I count all the different versions for builds only, I have more than 100 hours.
Wow.
But yeah, when you are developing, you play and replay the levels.
Yeah.
And it's not that much in the end. I mean, that's... I have probably more, because when we are on the editor, those hours are not tracked. Only when we are playing actual builds.
I have no time capsules. I have 16 seconds. At least I know where the diamond is now.
Yeah, but see, that's the issue I was telling you, the balancing between, like, you want to collect everything, but you also need the time to do so. It adds a little extra layer of difficulty.
Yeah, and that diamond is put really at the limit of the jump distance. Jump distance is like 7 tiles, and I think that one is at 8 tiles, so you have to use Coyote time to actually get it. You have to jump a bit after you kind of fall.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But you're a natural, let me tell you.
Yeah.
You're a quick learner.
I only played the tutorial prior to the stream today, as your request to make sure the buttons were working. Ooh, cube.
Yeah, thanks for that. That was weird. We saw from some Xbox consoles, not all of them. That's the weirdest thing.
This one is
Yeah, that one is challenging. This one I would say it's bordering on evil.
Borderline evil. Wow.
I bet this one was made on a Monday morning. Someone was grumpy after the weekend.
Grumpy developer, how can we make an evil game?
Is that we designers sometimes make things looking at just numbers, and we say, okay, the jump distance is 7 tiles, and then if I have these 2 tiles of distance force spikes and another 7 tiles, yeah, this is doable. But then we don't account that, okay, that's doable with the numbers, but it requires a skill level that is maybe non-human.
It is controller breaking.
Yeah.
Oof.
Has to be very like pixel perfect jump there for the second one.
Yeah. Have you ever made a jump puzzle that was impossible, or one you thought was impossible but someone did it? Question from chat.
Yeah, many.
Yes.
And that was one of the advantages of working with the community. They showed us that we were doing designs that were sometimes they were broken or they could break them.
I've heard the tale of a level that it's not in the game. It was made specifically to be impossible, and one of our community members did it. Like, they wanted to make it impossible, and he beat it.
Wow. So on PC, is it meant to be played with a controller or mouse and keyboard?
Pick your poison, I would say. You can play with gamepad if you like gamepad, or you can play with keyboard if you prefer more keyboard.
I'm trying, Pandy, I'm trying.
There's no mouse support for a game like this, but I think it would make sense for a platformer to be played with a mouse.
Ooh!
You just need the keyboard.
Oh! Okay. Now you have to get it again.
Oh, wow.
That's the cherry on top. It's like, when you do it, we will kill you.
Yeah, it's like, boom. Oh, too funny.
Same thing happened to me, exactly the same.
We make sure that if you just slide and you don't pay attention, you go onto the spikes.
But the only way you learn is by doing it, because you need to learn the
Yeah.
level.
Exactly.
But see, this is one of these things that you're going again and you wanna try and do it. You don't think it, you go into autopilot mode and then you realize, oh, wait, I've been playing this game for 4 hours.
To collect that diamond.
I mean, hopefully not just for the diamond, right? I hope
No,
no one gets
let's
stuck
hope.
here for hours.
I mean, I cannot imagine someone spending 4 hours.
Those spikes are nasty.
Yeah, they are.
I need to get some corks to put on them so I can just climb them.
And some of the collectibles are hidden more on a skill-based challenge, like the one.
And a hot dog.
It's clear what you have to do, but doing it, it's another story. And some others are more not hard to get because the skill level to get them is not difficult, but it's more of a brain challenge or actually finding the location of. They are so well hidden that it's.
Oh! It didn't get the wall
No.
that time.
Yeah.
So are there hidden
Okay.
Easter eggs?
Yeah. Good one.
Oh!
No.
Oh! You'd be making frustrating sounds. I've done platformers similar, and it's just have to breathe.
I think if you are a fan of platformers, the level of challenge that we have, and again, it's what Carolina said before, that this is just a demo that picks levels at random from the game, so it's not, you cannot judge the difficulty of the game by this demo because it's more progressive from the real game. But even taking that into account, if you compare it with other platformers, precision platformers that came out recently, it's similar. So
Making frustrating sounds helps your performance.
And then we give you several paths to get to the exit, so if you want to put yourself to the test to get the data cube, that challenge is something you pick yourself up.
I'm really curious to see the speed runs with 100% completion. I think those are going to be super fun to watch.
Oh, come on, get on the... We're stuck
you
on the
have to
wall.
throw the dagger again.
I thought I could
on
just
that
walk through
one-
it.
Yeah. But you're doing this segment like first try now, so...
Yeah, it shows how much you're... It's another thing that you see how much people improve just by playing and playing.
We'll go down this way.
Yeah, there are two ways there.
I got the data cube, but I didn't
We
get the
always try
diamond.
to do that. We always try to do that as well too. When we design challenges in the levels, we try to avoid having things in the level that would make you stop and wait. So challenges tend to have at least two different ways to get through, so that you don't need to be waiting for a platform to move or for a laser to pass to the other side or things like that. Because in a game where you may want to be doing leaderboard competition for speed running, it'd be a bit frustrating if the level design would make you wait.
I'm assuming there's level select after you've beaten that level.
Again?
There's level
Yes,
select.
there is. Yeah, you can go back then and replay whichever level you want. You don't need to do the 100 and then do them all again. And you'll be able to see the leaderboards for that specific level, globally, top 10 against your friends only. That's the one I'll be focusing on, because I know I can
friends.
handle the global.
Let's challenge your friends.
Oh. So you said there's 100 levels. How long in gameplay do you think that is for the average platformer?
Hey, it really depends on your obviously on how good you are. Pro speedrunners, that's gonna be different. But for your average player that tends to play platformers, like I said before, Messenger, Celeste, Super Meat Boy, things like that, I would say it's around 6 to 8 hours for just completing the campaign. Maybe it takes you around 10-12, get all the collectibles. Something like that. And then
you have
as much time as
with friends.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. That as much time as you want to spend then later playing with friends on co-op or on competitive.
Oh, no data cube. Go, 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 go!
Oh no!
Wow!
No.
One pixel. Yeah, the art style is really nice. What are you guys looking forward to most launch day?
To me, I'm looking forward to seeing people streaming on the directory and seeing, like, you know, the feedback, what the audience thinks. That's
Yeah, I
what
was
I'm
going to
most
say something similar. I'm looking for feedback from the people and how, if they will like it or not.
I made it with 0.33 seconds left. I got the diamond though. I like that it counts how
That's
many
all.
deaths you have.
Yeah, that's another one of the features that the community said. It would be cool if we could know how many times I died in a single level. It was easy to implement that, so we keep it as well.
you already know. You already know where to go to find the things. You're like, okay, it cannot be the regular path. I'm going to explore the corners. That's the spirit.
Oh, yeah, that's the spirit of the game, right? That you need to explore the levels, not just...
So does it say which
You make that
levels
effort, so...
have?
Yeah,
So every level definitely has a diamond, but does it tell you before you start the level, this level is going to have 2 other secrets?
no.
That you just have to find them.
You just have to find them, or I don't know. I guess some people will look through guides in there.
Question from the chat: does the death counter have a maximum limit that it will show?
It's a very good question. I'm not sure. Probably, I think at least 6 or 7 digits can be filled in there, but I don't know what happens after that. Probably it just reaches to 0 again.
Another question from the chat: what's different in the co-op?
Maybe you want to explain, Carolina?
In the co-op of the the campaign mode, you play it the same, but with up to 4 people. You go through the same level and you can go all together. The PvP mode, again, up to 4 people, it's a race. So you're racing against each other on selected laps made for that mode. And whoever gets to the finish line first wins, and you will have a set of rules that you can customize. How many laps, if there's checkpoints, if once the first person to reach the finishing line gets there, it ends, or you allow everyone to get to the end, so you can customize the rules in that.
So I've been picking up capsules, but my capsule count hasn't been going up.
Is it not?
Huh? On this level or on previous level?
On this level.
Okay. That could be a bug in the demo, but as I said, we did the demo in May, so the game has the internal code has changed a lot since then, and some things have changed as well. Like especially the capsule system. As I said, we reset the counter now at every level.
Oh, someone in the chat was asking if there's online. Yeah, there's local and online for both modes. For the story campaign and for the PvP.
Yeah.
Come on, let go, let go, let go.
Whoa!
You can
Fun. Yeah. Can do it.
Slide out. Is there an
Is
ice
there a
level?
nice, like... no, there's no ice level, I'm thinking. There's no ice sliding mechanic, if that's kind of like it. Of its Barcelona, it would make sense. Almost never snows that.
Yeah, I know how it is with no snow. I am in LA.
Oh, that enemy felt with you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I'm sure they totally would destroy you, but the thing is, you can go for both options: the PvP and compete against your friends, or in the campaign you kind of have to work together and go through the levels together.
We did
Which
also.
sometimes can slow you down.
We did also implement for the co-op, and also for the PvP, we implemented a dynamic zoom in the camera. When you're playing single player, this is what you see, and this is the size of the zoom that you see. But when you are playing with more players, if one goes right and the other goes left, the camera can kind of pans out and zooms out, so that both players can see where they go, and that's also a way to kind of like work together, because as you expand the camera size, you see the full level, so you see kind of like the full maze of the level, and you can then find, this route, we should do this route instead of this other one.
You get the gem, you get the hot dog. I go to the end.
Oh, you can
Divide
split.
and conquer.
Nice. That's
Don't die.
yeah. Don't die.
Don't die, we got everything, please don't die.
Misleading platform to nothing.
Yeah, we sometimes do that. It's like a red herring, yeah, right? So, and we sometimes even create routes that have no... You go forward, you cross them, and then you reach a dead end, and it's like, what?
Oh, there's even dead ends. Wow.
Yeah, that's made, all that's made on purpose with this idea of getting people lost in the levels until they explore and they find their own path to the end.
I'll send that to you on Discord, Viper.
Oh, there was the diamond.
The little helicopter blade got me. Before we wrap up, anything else you guys want to say about the game?
No, just-
Played on the 30th.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
What time is the release on the 30th?
I don't know the exact time at the moment, but I think it will be around after 3 p.m. in that's 3 p.m. Amsterdam time. We are based in Europe, so probably would be around that time.
Yeah, in the morning for you guys.
Yeah.
That's usually when we try to aim the releases, so it's, you know, the best possible time for everyone.
How many different enemies are there?
Not many. As I said, we didn't focus much the game on combat. It was more on the obstacles and the platforming and that idea of using the dagger to teleport yourself here and there. So as you can see, all the enemies are one hit. So there's no real combat mechanics or a parry or hitting them more than once or things like that. So there's, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 ground enemies and then maybe something similar for the flying ones. But then there are other obstacles like the saws, the bullets, the spikes, damaging platforms, bullets that appear and disappear.
And ourselves.
Disappear.
We are
Yeah,
our biggest
and-
enemy.
You are your biggest enemy. Time. Time is the enemy.
Biggest enemy in this game, yeah.
I'm in getting lost.
But if you combine time and yourself as the enemies, you can see that sometimes people are like, I'm not gonna use that 5 extra seconds because I want to do a good time in the leaderboards, and they are running towards the end and they see, okay, 3, 2, 1. They think they are gonna make it and they don't play the card of using the 5 extra seconds.
Ooh, I
And then they
keep
get
turning
killed.
around.
And then they get killed by time.
Yeah, killed by time is a horrible way to die. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining me. This has been fun. Go download the game on the 30th. The diamonds could be considered enemies. Way too tempting. There you go. Alright, well again, thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Any other last words?
No, as I said, just play the game on the 30th, and if you enjoy it, we always love to hear your thoughts, and be it on social media or on our Discord. We've been developing the game very close with our community since more than 1 year ago, and And we would like to hear what people think after the full release, of course.
Definitely join us on Discord. We are a great bunch over there. Everyone is super nice. Would love to have you as well.
All right. Well, you guys have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
thank you.
All right, that was fun. Yeah, I did. I died a lot.
We're through. Let's get to it. Wait, who are you?